that feeling was kind of crazy. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for this video. I'm so excited to share this experience. I didn't see a ton out there about the sensory deprivation tanks. I know they're becoming more popular. Honestly, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Video's over. So first things first, I was running to websites and Google and TikTok to see what these pods looked like, what these rooms looked like. I was so curious to see. And to be honest, a lot of the pods I found on Google and social media, it looked exactly like that. So it was this giant white, pod is the best way I can explain it. It was kind of long. And when you walk into the room, you get your own private room. When you walk in, the lights are dim, the pod is open, the lid is open, and there's just still water. And it's about 2 feet of water. I don't think it's any more than that. So it's not deep, it's not creepy, it's white inside, it's white on the outside too. It's really pretty. Inside the room you have a private shower. The place I went to, which is here in New Jersey, southern New Jersey, it's called Infinity Float. They have Q-tips, they had facial towelettes, they had all different sized towels, a place to sit so you can take off your clothes. In the shower they had body wash and conditioner. They do ask that you take a shower beforehand when you're in there, and if you have any hair dye, that it's washed out completely, as in not faded, but when you dye your hair the next day you could still kind of like see streaks of color coming out. They highly recommend and ask that you don't have like freshly colored hair. The recommendation for shaving, they recommend not to, I think, like a day before, because if you have any razor burn or it's like a fresh shave, it could sting pretty badly. Remember, this is 1,200 pounds of Epsom salt in this human-sized tank. The cool thing is there's also a water bottle next to the tank with fresh water in the event that you get the salt water in your eyes, which I did when I was getting in and out of the pod filming this part of the video. I got some in my eyes and I was like, wow, that was extremely painful. So it's right there for you to spray. There's tissues, there's little like hand towels. It's set up very nicely. The place was clean, it was beautiful. It was very, very peaceful and serene. Let's talk about the actual experience. In the pod, there are 4 buttons. There's one that is a call button for, if you need to talk to somebody, you need help, or, whatever you need. It's like an intercom. There is like a music button that's behind you, so you can turn the music on and off. And there are 2 buttons on the side that open and shut the lid, and one that turns the light on and off. They're very big buttons, they're like this big, so you can find them easily. If you're laying there in the dark, you can find them very easily. So you get in there, you take a shower, I went, fully undressed. They do recommend just taking all your clothes off to get the full like sensory deprivation experience. So took everything off, got in the pod. I first lay down and I sat down, I shut the lid, and I kind of laid back because the lid comes down, pretty close to your face. So I laid down, I shut the lid, and then I did little by little. So I turned off the music, and then once I got kind of adjusted to that, then I turned off the light. Oh, they also give you AirPods. No, they don't give you AirPods, that'd be cool. They give you little gummy like earplugs. So those are in, you lay down, and then once I was kind of situated in the water, I shut off the light. It is extremely peaceful. At first I could hear my heart thumping in my throat because I was a little nervous. I don't know if I'd have like a bout of claustrophobia, but once I was able to like calm my heart rate and kind of relax, it was incredible. I would say at first it feels like it's a little hard to breathe because for me, I was anxious, so I was kind of like breathing fast. It's hot in there. It's 98.6 degrees. It's set to body temperature. It feels a little humid, so it's a little hard to breathe. And then once you kind of calm down, you're like, okay, like you're breathing slow. Once you've laid there for a little while, where you kind of like pinball a little bit, I was hitting the sides for a minute, but I was able to like put my arms out and just kind of like stop myself and then put my hands down. When the water gets very still, you can't tell where the water is, like where it's hitting you. Like people say you can't tell where the water begins. You can't tell where it's hitting you on your body. You're just floating. And if you like move, like I had a muscle twitch here and there, and that would make the water move, and then I'd feel the water. But in that moment, like when the water would move, I would feel like I was like floating all over. Like it was such like a crazy sensory experience, as much as it was a sensory deprivation experience. Really be able to relax. And I don't know if, for those of you that have tried this, if you ever noticed this, but for me, like the more I relaxed, it felt like the higher I was going on the water, like I was floating more and more and more. Like I would feel like myself tense, and I would relax, and I would kind of feel like I was more buoyant. I don't know if that's a thing. All in all, like you feel safe. Like I thought I would feel claustrophobic. I thought I'd be scared because it is pitch black. There's not a single little light. There's nothing. So, you know, you're looking up and there's just nothing. Like you're blinking and it's the same if you close your eyes and open them. There's no noise. You can have the music on. You can have the lights on if you want. They're pretty bright though inside the pod. And I know some people freak out and they say, I don't want to do it because I don't want to be left alone with my thoughts like that. I've never in my life been able to control my thoughts as well as I could inside of the sensory deprivation tank. My thoughts weren't like going crazy here and there and thinking scary things and thinking this and that. I was able to just legitimately meditate when I was in there. It was so calm and so peaceful. I didn't fall asleep. There were a few times where I would like twitch. I think I was starting to fall asleep and I would twitch and it would like kind of like bump me like awake, I guess. I don't know, because I wasn't like asleep. Like I knew where I was and what I was doing, but I would like twitch a little bit and just be like, oh, I'm alert. A couple times, but overall it didn't feel like the 45 or 50 minutes, however long I was in there, it didn't feel like that. It went by very fast. It's just warm and you're safe, and you would think that like since you're naked and you're kind of like floating on the water that you'd be cold, but it's all like the same temperature. It's just so weird. It's like you're cocooned in this bubble and you just feel safe, and it's just like you can completely relax. I felt like almost like a buzzing in some of my muscles, I think because they're muscles I haven't relaxed ever. So I would just blame that. I'm like, am I vibrating? I know this also varies from location to location, but where I was, when your time is up, there's like a doorbell. It was kind of interesting. It was like ding, ding, like legitimate doorbell. And you're like, okay, time to get up. If you don't get up within a couple minutes, they turn on these like really loud roaring jets, which turned on when I was already in the shower and out. But I cannot imagine if I had fallen asleep in that pod and those jets turned on, I would have lost my goddamn mind. I would have been so scared and startled half to death. But once that doorbell went off, you just kind of feel for the lights, turn on the light, I turn on the music right away. And I kind of like, you know, open the pot, that cold air hits you, like that pod opens and you're like, oh my God, like it's just so warm in there. And I sat there for a minute, kind of, you know, got my bearings, like was like, okay. It was weird to like sit up and get up and like use my legs again. It was kind of an interesting feeling. And then you get out, you take a shower, my skin was starting to get really tight because of all that salt. So you wash all that off, and then afterwards there is a little area that has water and tea. They do recommend that you hydrate because you do get dehydrated from being in water with so much salt in it. And there was like this little cute spot with a little fireplace and just somewhere to sit. How I felt afterwards, we both felt something different. My fiance was very calm. He literally was like, I don't even want to talk. Like, I'm so relaxed and chill. And I was extremely relaxed, but I had so much energy. I was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to go get something to eat, I want to do this. Like, I felt great. I still that morning didn't have my sense of smell or taste, and I kid you not, I got them back after the soak. I don't know if that was a crazy coincidence. I don't know if that detoxed my body in a way where it did something with whatever was going on for me to not have my sense of smell or taste. But I went home and I could taste everything. I slept really well that night. It did feel like my muscles were relaxed. I often have restless leg syndrome. I'm very twitchy when I sleep. Half the time I'm waking up. I can't sleep through the night. It's really kind of miserable for me. So that it felt like it helped, and I feel like I would have to go back and do that a few times before I really saw like a permanent difference. Highly, highly, highly recommend, even if you're scared of the dark, even if you are claustrophobic. Again, you can leave that lid open as much as you want. You can leave it up all the way and just lay in that and kind of have the music on and the lights on. At that point, it's not really sensory deprivation, but you still have that water where you're floating and you're able to relax your body and your muscles. Some people will probably just enjoy that. I hope you guys found this helpful and interesting, and thank you guys so much again for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye.